the female body so intriguing that as soon as you see it, you act as if you've never seen it before, and it nearly
I appreciate. I'm gonna go with appreciate.
Outweighs. There's so much to appreciate. There's so much to appreciate about the woman. Okay, like eyes, like.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at that too.
In conversation, like people just create such dense ass relationships and dense connections. Like, yeah, okay, I feel comfortable and I'm not bounded by the societal perception that if I'm comfortable with my body and display it, that I'm a hoe because I know what my sex.
See, I never said that. I never. See, you just went. You went.
But you were triggered. You were triggered because I didn't say that you said it. I was only making a general statement.
I got that. I got that you was making a general statement. I'm just saying that. Don't think that every dude.
No, but I didn't.
But
that's the point.
But that's what I'm saying.
But you do that often. You think that niggas is coming for you often, and you.
Let me just bringing up more of the conversation.
Hold on. Let me just raise awareness to something
Randall
that you
speaks.
do. Like, even when you presented your age, you know what I'm saying? Like, you was like, whatever. And I'm not in any way, shape, or form being judgmental at all. But like, even in this situation, like, you naturally assumed that I was referring to you again when it was just a general statement. So these might be underlying feelings that you have, that you had an experience with, and that it triggers you. And that's why you begin to feel so strongly and you advocate for yourself. Me, I was speaking generally, baby, not towards you in any direction.
I hear you, but I'm also making another speaking point to say, look, for some dudes who have struggling, like a complex with, like, they can't get past that, and it's like, damn.
Well, she ain't gonna be able to be like me because if you can't grow,
what are the stereotypes like put on like people that dress?
Question.
Yeah.
Would you go to a corporate job interview with no bra on? And if no, why not?
Why not?
Boom.
Depends. Okay, a corporate job. When I decide to walk.
Why does it depend?
No. I'm gonna explain to you in depth. But when I walk outside on a normal day and I go and do whatever I want to do, when I go and I be expressive in my art, when I work and manifest things for my life personally, I allow myself to be completely free. When I go into a corporate office, I'm not working to manifest myself. I am working for their company. And with that being said, I'm abiding by their rules and I'm agreeing to be okay with these things by wanting to work for them. When I create my own music, when I dance, when I walk down the street and choose my own outfit and have a free day, I'm choosing to work for no one. I'm choosing only to be for me. So I choose how I look. But if I'm choosing to go work for your shit and support your shit, cool. Because if I have that too, because I worked hard for this. You know what I'm saying?
So you're abiding by their rules on the clock, but not off the clock.
Absolutely, because they worked for their name, whoever and co. They're paying me whatever they're paying me for me to look this way, and at whatever moment in my life, I need that. And at some point in my life, I will no longer need that. And when I no longer need that, I will no longer confine myself for those 8 hours of my day to whatever they feel is appropriate.
So how much would you want society to change, and at what rate if half your time you're not doing to change yourself?
I think that it doesn't, that part of it is beyond my reach. I accept that these people think that way, and it's mostly corporate America and Wall Street. And those large corporations, they have developed what they think is the professional look. It does not consist of tattoos or piercings. I have a nose ring. I don't have it in today because I had an interview and I zipped up my jacket and I went in there and I smiled. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I was willing to do that because I was willing to work for them. I don't have to be willing to work for them. There's other places that I'm also willing to work for. So I think the start would start with them. And if they don't start it, I could make two choices: to get with it or to not get with it.
Mm-hmm. So on a personal level, I got a question though, right?
Yeah.
On a free day, if a male approached you and said, "Hey, I like how you look," and that was it, what would your first response be? Not even your first response. Your initial thinking of what would you think?
If he came up to me and just said, "I like the way you look,"
yes.
I mean, I would just be, I appreciate that, and that's as far as our conversation will go, just based off that observation. It depends on where I was. If I was sitting down reading a book, or if I was sitting down meditating, or whatever I was deciding to do, he had a number of things he could have approached me and said, but instead he chose to choose upon the thing of least value, which is my physical appearance. So we have no shot, baby.
So you mean I got a follow up. I got a follow up question.
Go.
Right? We're not blind, right? No. But without knowing anything about you, right? Without knowing anything about you, only saying that, look, the attractiveness came from me visually looking at you, but never saying what it is that I saw that I liked.
The
It's the same.
intelligent man approaches a woman and comments on how beautiful her skin is, or the way that her hair curls, or how beautiful she smiles when no one's looking. He makes up something that makes her feel a little bit more special. The intelligent man, the man who doesn't know how to get a woman, goes to her and says, I like the way you look.
You played that. You played that so. Like, you
I
played
know,
that
like, that's
so.
my single baby, because none of these niggas know how to get a girl. Like, y'all know how to get kids. Y'all know how to get
What if it's one of your corporate employees,
right,
co-workers, that may get paid and have a higher position than you? Would you wear a bra to the date?
No. If you're gonna, I'm like totally in your face. Like, who I am, but that's also from experience from dating, that I've like limited who I was, because I showed you this part of me in the beginning, and now I'm like, damn, if I show you the rest, you might leave, and I'm scared if you'll leave because I have my own abandonment issues. I've left that alone. So now I'm very much like, look, this is who I am, and if you're not comfortable with it, that's okay. There is billions of other people in our world that I have another chance to go and try to connect with. It's cool.
Okay. So I have a question for everybody. The way you dress, what does that say about you? Everybody here.
Oh.
The way you dress, what does that
Somebody
say
else
about
answer.
you? Random. Gia.
Well, I don't know exactly what it says. I judge people based off of what they wear. I can't help it.
I'm from Teaneck. Like,
Hackensack. Well,
Hackensack.
I know people judge me based off the way I dress. Like, I go to school, all white people.
So how do you think you dress?
I dress.
Just like
Skater.
I'm multi-layered, you know.
Multi-layered.
I'm not gonna break it down for you, but you know, I'm probably like the only black guy in my major, which is literature.
And how do you dress?
Not like everybody else in my major.
You right.
Sometimes, yeah. But I go to school with all these white kids. I'm not dressed like any of them. They're all. Well, some other people are like different. Everybody's different, but I'm like a little more different than the rest of them. And I know they look at my appearance. I could dress like them, and they probably like think something different of me. And I know there's some opinions some people might have when they look at me. Like, I know, like, I'm conscious of it, but I do it right back to everybody else, you know. Like,
I think that I like people who don't dress like they're out of a H&M or Fashion Nova catalog. Those are people that I tend to try to want to be friends with, because I'm like, you have depth, you have story. Like, I don't know, I'm interested. Not to say that like I'm judgmental, because that's definitely something that I'm trying to steer myself away from. Judgment, yeah. It just creates so much internal dialogue and turbulence. Like, your mind is just always judging, and then you start judging yourself, and you're like, it's just like impossible to judge someone else, and then you're conscious, not subconsciously judge yourself. So it's just something that you gotta stop altogether. But like, people that I see buy a old fit, off the gram, off the Nova, off the Forever 21, like, damn, like, you literally had zero creativity, and not that it
mannequin modeling,
like,
not
that it bothers me, that it affects me, but it's just like, you like have not even tapped into your level of creation, because your outfit, like, it took nothing. Like, you saw someone else's ideas and you was like, mine, right? You know,
originality.
Yeah, like, I like the grunge, I like the street, I like the dirty, I like the prep, I like the whatever. Like, show me something.
Truthfully, for me, like, I was always stuck in a shell. I mean, because growing up, I was always shy. I was always the quiet one until, this all happened. So I kid you not, this all happened. But I mean, like I always cared about what people thought about me. So I mean, I wasn't really myself. I guess maybe a little bit after high school, so maybe 5-6 years now. So I mean, now I could care less what people think about me. I'll go out there and fucking romper, and I'll make that shit rock. I don't care what nobody cares.
Yeah.
Go ahead and say something about.
I disagree.
You know what? I saw a album, and I was like, only you could pull that off in a forest fire. Like,
all right, so you guys.
I couldn't see myself in certain shit.
So,
like,
we're all so judgmental. Like, just because you're not comfortable with it, don't make somebody else wrong. Like, who cares?
Well, some people don't look
wrong.
Yeah, like
who even cares? Like, why does something have to be good or bad? Like, why can't it just be preference? Like, why does something have to be less than?
So you guys feel some type of way when a man just slightest bit of feminine, like
No.
I mean, I'm only saying that because like it happened. Like there was Prince, CeeLo Green, there was
Yeah.
Andre 3000,
Yeah.
there's Young Thug,
There's
there's
a
Young
list
Jock,
of them.
there's all of them.
There's a list of them. Like I think that we live in an era now where people aren't as fluid with their their themselves. They like if you look back in the Prince era, the Temptations, the Jackson 5, they were wearing glitter, they were wearing
the slick back hair, the
slick back
pompadour,
hair, comp, whatever you want to call it, whatever. It was just more expressive, and now it's just kind of like, no, you have to have a t-shirt and a baggy jeans or a fitted jeans, whatever you want to call it, and it's just kind of like people. I mean, if you try to go outside of the norm, it's kind of like people look at you as weird. They look like you're funny, like what's going on, like.
So they're quick to judge you, like
they're quick to judge you. So
I guess I want to say I think I accept most people because I got a wide range of friends. Like I worked at Pizza Hut where I had a whole bunch of like stoner, rocker, punk kids, and it's kind of like if I go out with them, I'm with them. I could either I make one or two choices when I go out with them. I can either dress like me or I can dress like them. But to me, the fun was like, what character are you gonna play? Mm-hmm. Are you gonna play that cool? But it's like that's what's fun for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I could do either or. Like I could rock a night. I could go out right now in a jersey and you'd be like, Dad, that's some old school shit. Or like damn, that's some old school shit. And it's like to me, I don't give a shit. It's what I wanted to put on. I was a jock my whole entire life. Yo, sweatpants. That's all you see me in because 9 times out of 10, it's like, yo, I went to a funeral and we about to hoop. Yeah, I got my sneakers. like fam, I got black sweatpants on right now. Like, yo, what you talking about? So like when it came into like the fashion and all of that stuff, like I think it wasn't until I like started to become like more in tune with like this music thing where people started to, if they judge you on what you wear, you can't wear that. And I kind of fell into that mode, like I gotta look like somebody else, and I was like, man, the hell with all that shit.
The thing is, like when you consider what is popular and what is doing numbers right now, it is literally creative differences.
Yeah.
Like, but the craziest part is that we are able to acknowledge that these people that are becoming famous are so different, but then we then try to copy them.
Emulate them. Yeah.
And it's like, so how you thought you was gonna pop looking like my man's over here, you know what I'm saying? Like when Uzi came out, everybody was going hard on Uzi, like he
everybody Uzi showed.
Now everybody want to dress all whatever, like Pharrell, his hats, whatever anybody want to talk about. Like people they judge from their level of discomfort. And it's like, get comfortable with yourself so that you're comfortable with who I am. Because I think for sure, like, I don't know when men thought that they took all of women's power and that they decided what was allowed as far as sexuality, as far as what's sexy and as far as how sexy we can be. Listen, I will post my whole ass on Instagram if I feel so inclined to do so. And if you are my man, you will also acknowledge that you know me as a woman, that I am wholesome. I have morale. That I am whatever I am, and that however I am comfortable with myself and with my body is not a reflection of who I am as a person. And if you're unable to separate those two things, then your mind is still very childish.
Right.
Like, how do you I feel like people don't even know the opinions that they own anymore. Like everybody just.
So if a girl posted like a picture that was like you felt was expensive, what would you think of her? But she's just
Depends.
being herself though. She not.
Depends on what aspect you're looking at it.
So right, I posted this picture. I'm about to show y'all. I'll show the camera too, right? So I posted this picture, right?
It's a bathing suit.
And like, I
You're in a
nearly
bathing suit.
look, Mr. Camera, can you
There's
see
nothing
it?
wrong with that.
Can you
though.
see
That's
it?
not. That's a bathing suit.
So I nearly felt uncomfortable. Like literally, I captioned it, feeling hella weird about it. Like maybe I should cover up.
People
But
gonna
why
Hashtag
though?
it's okay to
Oh.
be sexy, right? But all of my life, like I got a body, and like I felt like it wasn't okay for me to like I felt like it's my whole Instagram. Like
should
why am
feel
I
like
worried
But
about
it's all about your
Right.
comfortability though.
Exactly. And
Like that's you.
And that's why I said like I owned different people's opinions that were not my own. Like I grew up in a church, in the Christian church. I owned all of those religious people's opinion, like based on their interpretation of God and love. Like I owned my boyfriends, and really, men don't even care about how their women look, cause y'all niggas will cheat on a good woman with a bitch who's out here posting her ass on the gram for likes. But you don't want your woman doing that because you're insecure.
Mm-hmm.
So let's really talk about what it is, because y'all niggas is out here insecure as fuck. Y'all think that somebody else gonna see y'all girl and he better than you are because you're not really taking care of your shorty the way you should be and you don't want to lose her. So step up.
So what y'all think about this rape culture thing? Like, about the fact that, like,
Do you think it's the woman's job? Seriously?
I just
Right.
feel like I should dress however the fuck I want to dress and not be labeled a whore or feel like I'm gonna be raped or anything.
Like literally, I was walking down the streets like this because like I was like, maybe I'm too attractive right now and someone might get the wrong idea and think that I'm open for business. Like, why do I have to feel like that?
I don't think that the way you dress right now says.
It's
oh,
not, but like I had
Like-
I had my whole jacket off earlier, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, but you know what it is? It's some people I have the mind frame of like, damn, that's sexy, but that's cool. Like, but I'm not gonna be like, damn, that's sexy. I wonder if she gonna let me. You know
You're
what I'm
not
saying?
you.
I
Not
mean,
you.
I'm gonna be a milk to like, you know what I'm saying? Cause you know you must want it, cause
right.
you know you got him out there, cause you know.
I
So
mean,
what you doing later?
Not for nothing, but I mean, from what I've been seeing, you, the females mainly, you guys took the whole free the nipple revolution to a whole other level. So when females walk around, guys have no choice. I mean, some guys, they just have no choice.
Y'all
to
be out
I'm
here,
secret.
y'all be
It's
out
just
here
a-
with these Nike tech suits with y'all dick prints, and y'all be out here with no shirts on 24/7, like, and we don't be like, oh my god, the male nipple, oh my
I feel
god,
that's
the
a
male
double
penis.
standard.
What? I know girls on my Snapchat now creeping on my shit because I be wearing gray sweatpants.
All right, but it's just like so much more, it's just so much more acceptable. All right, granted, I do have a couple friends that were molested young, and they are male, and they were molested by females. I know of 2 men. I do.
What?
Facts, like it does happen.
It does
I
happen.
was
does,
told
I-
like,
Yeah, it happens more often than you
Yeah,
think too.
It does happen.
It happens way more.
But
often.
in the same breath, it's like, damn, like the ratio of women that are out here getting raped just because they are attractive and beautiful, it doesn't make any sense. Like, when do you guys start to take accountability? Like, not y'all, but just like as a gender.
It's pretty much those guys who can't control their urges. You know, they're
Right.
horny fucks.
But then when you're with your boys, when you guys are with your friends in a relaxed moment and y'all see a girl walk by and your friends are catcalling or your friends are saying something,
I don't care.
I don't understand how men, it's just like, it's a male thing, because with females, if we see our girl doing something crazy, something we think is some hoe shit, something we think is some wild shit, we gonna tell her on it, like, bitch, you need to chill out, like, you doing X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? But for men, it's just so much more lax. Like, y'all don't tell y'all friends nothing. Like, I nearly feel bad. I feel like y'all friends, y'all have real friendships. Like, I have friends that tell me, Riss, you're not being yourself. Like, Riss, you're not doing this. Riss, you're not doing this. But I had a boyfriend and I was the only real nigga on his team, telling him where he needed to get it the fuck together. Like, what are y'all doing? Y'all not telling y'all friends.
Could I blame it on a long tradition of conditioning to be like that?
It's not. You can't.
But that's what it is. It's because you condition. That not saying that it's acceptable. What I'm saying is that for a long period of time, it's been conditioned to be that way. I'm always the one that's like, niggas would be like, hey, yo. I'm like, nah, son, don't fucking yo. You don't stand a fucking chance.
Right.
Yoing, go walk to her. Right. We'll leave you the fuck alone. I'm never.
And that
shit is
situation,
nowhere. Like, you're a pussy.
In that
You're a
situation,
pussy.
if you witness, but even even like infidelity, like if you know your man's is cheating on his shorty, or you know your man's is doing something wrong to his shorty, like you have a mom, you likely have a sister, and you will likely have a daughter in your life, in your lifetime, seriously. So it's like not for nothing. Like if my girl is doing some whole shit and cheating on her nigga, I'm gonna be like, listen, like you got a good man, like you better chill out. You know what I'm saying? Like not for nothing, because we care. We're like, you can't be like you out here soliciting vagina, and you got a man that's out here saying, babe, like you good, you have somewhere to stay, and it's like to blame it on historical conditioning. By historical conditioning, I should be a bitter black woman, but I'm not.
From what you said, there are men that, or you know, like a group of guys, whatever, you know, like if all right, say it's us four guys, like technically guys, they tend to encourage guys to cheat on it. I'm not gonna lie, like
I don't know who the fuck you hang with.
I kid you not. Like there are guys or guys in general.
That shit cool.
Like
I've
seen guys who are in relationships and like
they be like, yeah, bro.
Get that shit, bro. Like I've seen guys encourage their friends to cheat on their women.
Yo, real talk. Yo, I hang around good fathers, we try to live it straight, like, but I'm not gonna say that like you don't do fuck shit when we not in a relationship, because it's like, if you're not in a relationship, you can be like if we're with our niggas and you like, oh yo, I did X, Y, Z, it's like, you pump it up, because you're like, you know, that nigga celebrating, and you don't want to be like fucking killing his shit, like, but to you it's like, well, I don't give a fuck. But if you had a girl and it's like, son, like what the fuck? Like, what are you doing?
That's a yes man, and by unpopular vote, men are more afraid to be alone than women are. Like y'all want so bad to be a part of something, to be a part of a group of friends, to feel embraced, to have a bro, that y'all damn near will let y'all friends do any goddamn thing just to be down with them. You'll do anything to be down with them. Let me give you would think that it's not true, and that could be not true for you guys, but a lot of men, like, what do you like? There's more to life. There's so much to life. Like, I don't know, like, it's just so rare for the man to be in tune with his emotion. Like, it's okay to be emotional and sensitive, like to be in tune with God or any spirituality. Like, what are your beliefs? Like, to be in tune with self. Like, do you understand how this, that, and the third has affected you? Like, those are conversations that women have.
Yeah,
more men should have those conversations, but you guys just kill your brains playing the video games. You guys, not everybody, but it's a form of bonding. We bond in a different way, and I'm not saying that everybody got to do the same thing, but have healthy, fruitful relationships. If all you do with somebody is talk about bitches and play video games, that's not your friend.
I feel like the reason why is because like us men, or just maybe men in general, I kind of feel like that's just the way we are.
No, you
the
guys
way we're
are
trained
kings.
to be. Like
men are kings. Men are so much greater than they allow themselves to think that they are. Like, you guys are kings. Like, you have so much power. Like, you have so much intelligence. Like, unlock it.
I think we are living in like a hyper masculinity world, whatever, where you feel like you have to be tough. You feel like
every guy's like a macho, right? They try to act tough. Like, listen,
guys, girls and girls can hug each other, guys and girls can hug each other, but a guy and a guy, like in American, like in the French, you know, they
kiss each other on
the mouth or the cheeks or whatever. You know what I'm trying to say? But I feel like in the American standpoint, guys are really masculine and like they want to show their like
they're too macho, they're too tough.
You know why? There's a lot of men out here that are gay.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of men out here that are gay. If you're comfortable with your sexuality and that you're not, I'm not even judging nobody. You gay, baby.
You gay. Right.
Look. I was 6 years old. My uncle kissed me in the mouth. I didn't like the way his mustache tickled my mouth. I was like, I don't like that. Like, I barely like lipstick. I barely like goddamn lipstick, but I damn sure don't like a goddamn mustache.
I'm not even talking about that. But
I'm just
not for nothing. I mean, like, I'm friends with a lot of, you know, like, gay men because of, you know, the whole fashion world and stuff. I mean, like, they hug me all the time. I mean, I'm not gay. I'm a straight man, but I don't mind giving you a little, almost like 2 seconds.
Fuck that, bro.
As long as like more than like 10 seconds on it. Listen, bro, you gotta get off me now.
The worst line in America is no homo. I promise you, no more.
Kinda
No more.
went
more.
there.
Yo, you know what it is?
Like,
It became such a fad.
The
Like,
fact
did
that
you?
you need to declare how non-homophobic you are or non-gay that you
Yeah,
are.
I mean-
the fact that you even need to say pause,
Pause.
because your mind went there. My mind didn't even go there.
But
I
you know what?
Like, I know you're like, what are you even talking about? You're not gay. Like,
Yo,
you're
the
gay.
comedic edge. Yo, you don't get like how funny it is.
Y'all be out here like, oh, that shit hard.
Yo,
Pause,
no,
no,
pause.
Like, what?
But you know what it is? And you know what's crazy? That the
Did
group
I
of
say
friends
it?
that you're in would not even think like that's not even gay. Like, yo, son, man, I'm about to go to the hole right now. Like, what?
I'm about to slide
But-
in that shit.
Yeah. But you know
Like,
what it is? But you know, it's
They
one
do
thing.
it.
It's
They
one
say
thing
just so
to.
they can say no homo.
I-
They say-
Right.
But they not gay.
Right.
Like, nigga, you might like a little tickle in the butt.
Yo, that's
Like,
wild. Women tickle niggas in the butt too.
They
But
do.
that's-
That's the thing.
I don't fucking play the butt
That's the
hole
thing.
Olympics.
Nah,
I don't play the butt
I ain't
hole
gonna
Olympics.
lie.
Don't go nowhere near
Oh,
that.
God.
Baby ass
I'm
finna get
good.
their booty.
Yo, look, hold on. This your
Some
cup?
guys like to.
This your,
Yeah, I mean, some
women are
guys
into
do like
that.
that kinky shit, but
They're into that.
this your cup?
It's empty.
I drank from your cup. I'm fucking with you. It's a sad thing.
Man, I don't know. I don't even remember what this topic
You
was.
right? I was like-
didn't
we
go
went
so
from
far.
rape and then we just
From
totally
rape culture.
transitioned.
Man, it's just accountability.
But
Just
while we're-
everybody
Yeah.
be accountable for yourself. Be accountable for your own mind. Connect to your source.
So-
Figure out what you believe in. Connect to your source. Find out what your guiding principles and rules are, and stay true to them. If it's respect for all people, then respect all
Word.
people.
Right.
If it's
Word.
non-judgment, then create non-judgment. I exist on planet Carissa, and only what Carissa wants on her planet exists there. So everybody should just start creating their own planets and shit.
So while we're on this little topic, I feel like we should transition of why people cheat, why men and women cheat. What's your take as a woman? And